it looks like, now this is live, if I'm not mistaken.
And look at that additional plume of smoke that just billowed up from this thing. This is our other crew that we have at the site. This crew actually was about 2 miles away from the site initially, and state police made them move farther back. So this is a little bit past 2 miles from that site where Smitty's Supply is located. And Smitty Supply is a petrochemical engineering site where they make things like motor oil, things that help lubricate engines, petrochemical lubricants that are used for automobiles and things like that. I mean, think that Smitty's website says that that's how the company started, was selling motor oil and things like that, and has just expanded.
Fluid. I mean, you know, hydraulic fluid. You know, these are things that are highly flammable. Brake fluid, diesel, grease. You know, these are all the things that are kind of your worst enemy when it comes to a fire that's starting. And we want to go out to Meg Farris right now, who is live out there on the scene for us. And Meg, it seems like that fire just continues. I don't know if that's just the smoke of them putting that fire out, or is this fire continuing to grow larger? What are we seeing?
Exactly, Cherise. So y'all were right. That was a brand new plume just came up. The fire is not under control. At least it wasn't at the press conference that we just had within the last hour. It was not under control. And as you said, there are multiple. When I asked how many agencies are out there, and they said dozens and dozens. And we have seen just about every municipality within this whole area. We have seen their volunteer fire departments, the fire departments, all different type things. Now, you mentioned about DEQ. That's one of the things neighbors are concerned about. They're concerned about the air quality, and quite frankly, so are we. And when I asked state police, they had soot on their faces and soot all over their cars, and they said, you know, you're breathing something. I have to tell you, I am starting to smell a petroleum smell now. And I'm right at a resident's house that's right, we're just 2 miles south of the plume. We're right by the where they're blocking us off. And it is a little more smoky in the area, and there's a petroleum smell, and they noticed like maybe oil residue on the cars and on the ground and on their umbrella. So we need to find out more about that, because the residents here 2 miles out who are not ordered to evacuate, of course, they're concerned about what they're breathing. And one resident who we're going to talk to in just a little bit, she said she has asthma and she is concerned about that. Now, I did also get a text message from a viewer who lives in a different area who said that in her area there are a lot of elderly people who don't have a means out, and they're concerned too. So there are people who just don't have a way out. They don't have a car, or they're disabled and can't drive. And this resident told me that there was actually a neighbor who was organizing like carpools to move people out. So that's what's going on now. It doesn't look like the fire is going to be under control anytime soon. Now, when we asked the parish president what was burning, what was in the actual drums, the big tanks that are burning, and he said they didn't know which ones were burning and what was burning at this time. So that's what we have right now.
Yeah, that is such a crazy situation given the plume of smoke that we're seeing, Meg. And I know you're going to ask the tough questions in terms of health, because you are our medical reporter and you're great at that. And so very real concerns in terms of the health of the residents who live in that area, and everybody who's even fighting this fire. So Meg's saying that she's now starting to smell a petroleum kind of oil smell burning where she's at about 2 miles away from the actual source of the fire.
I have to say that makes me nervous for my family. So I know my grandmother is watching right now, so just stay inside. Just try to stay inside of the house so that you don't have anything you have to worry about. And my aunts, or my Aunt Sue and Josie and Aunt Mo, all of them over there, please stay inside of the house so that you guys are safe. My cousin Tisha over there as well, as you guys evacuate, because obviously, you know, we don't know necessarily. DEQ has to make their assessment. Everybody has to do all of the proper necessary things that we need. And in order to make sure everyone is safe and that they're not breathing anything hazardous, we don't know necessarily what's out there, but that's always a big concern, especially if you can smell what's happening.
Yes.
You can smell it, and obviously we can see as the plumes continue to grow that the fire is not out, and praying that it doesn't spread anywhere. But you know, you want to just kind of stay out of that area. It's always difficult too, because I think we're around 450 right now. So you have some kids that are probably getting out of school that are about to be on the streets right now. So you want to make sure that all of the kids are careful. They only had to evacuate 2 schools, and the evacuation zone is only 1 mile right now. So when you talk about 1 mile, you know, you think that it's not going to be too much of a serious situation, and you know, unfortunately, I thought that this wasn't as much of a serious situation until the images of the video and the tanks that are burning right now caught my attention, and obviously that live shot of the smoke that we're seeing right now. Hopefully they can kind of get some more people out there to get this put out.